What better way to end the week? Welcome to the NBA here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. Glad you could join us for our Friday night edition of the NBA. Just a single game here at home. After this one, it's back on the road for the Spurs. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Rockets. That one was played down in Houston.
Yeah, you knew when the game went into overtime that they were in trouble because they had the game in regulation, just couldn't finish it off.
You know, sometimes the adrenaline kicks in that case and carries you those extra few minutes, but not that time.
A look at the opening lineup for the Houston Rockets. Garrett in at point guard. Terrence Williams is out there with Odom. Then there's Martin, and it's Scola in at the center position. And for San Antonio, Parker and Manu are the backcourt. Jefferson and Duncan making up the forwards. And it's Blair in at the center, filling out the middle. Covered by Duncan. Here's Garrett, up and in on the layup.
Boy, he just seems to score so easily. The game comes very simply to him.
Now here's Ginobili.
Well, guys, it was the best start in franchise history for the Spurs last season. They got to 40 wins before the end of January. That was a team first. And finished with the second best record in the league, 61 wins.
Parker, a screen on Odom. 4 on the clock. Parker's shot is off. So, Steve, a team you used to play for, the Spurs, essentially a 50-win team for the last 13 seasons, including when you played for them, but they may be nearing the end of their championship window. At least some people think that. How about you?
Well, even Tony Parker said over the summer that he didn't think the Spurs could win a championship anymore. So what a run it's been. 50-win seasons, 13 times in a row. Just incredible. They'll still be very competitive, but this is not a championship team any longer.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Kevin McHale gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. When they've gotten the ball, driving the lane and attacking the rim are going to be their priorities. Athletically, he feels they are far superior to their opponents. Should be fun to watch, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. It's blocked. And here are the Rockets now. Their last game, a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
Now, not many wasted trips down the floor. That was a very efficient game for them offensively.
And, Steve, they really fed off of each other, too. I mean, good passing, good shooting. I think both became contagious. You know, the Rockets have tried to be as efficient as possible acquiring talent on the cheap. I mean, trying to be really economical there. Their whole philosophy has been to acquire undervalued players. Quite possibly their thinking is they can facilitate a trade for a difference maker.
Now here's Ginobili. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Knicks in New York.
The defense really has to pick it up here, guys. They allowed themselves to get picked too easily.
On defense, San Antonio. Going back to the Rockets and their fiscal discipline. Here's a good guy to talk about this to my side here, Steve Kerr. Some of the former players were, Steve, frustrated by the Rockets' refusal to extend contracts.
Well, you have to be prudent with your decision-making. And when you don't have a great team like Houston, you've got to make sound decisions. And I think that's the right way to go. Unless you have a championship team, you can't really extend yourself because then you tie yourself up and there's no room for improvement.
Here's Parker. 11-point game his last outing. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Duncan.
So far, just 20% shooting coming out of the gate.
No good with the layup.
Well, Tim Duncan is basically regarded as the greatest power forward of all time, but I would argue that he's actually a center. But, of course, since he came into the league playing next to David Robinson, well, he was referred to as a power forward, and I guess that's the position he wants to be called.
You know, guys, he's always looking for that open three. I mean, that's his strength, and sometimes the best time to get the three is in transition.
Plenty of daylight on that shot. He's got 8.
Well, he stepped up this quarter, providing a hot hand to help carry them offensively.
And Tim Duncan, like you said, Steve, really the center for the Spurs. Now, he's typically guarding centers, and they're typically guarding him, but he's in a lot of ways listed as a power forward, just kind of depending what kind of talent they got up front.
Well, especially now that he's slowing down a bit. He's matched up more with centers. That's really his position. But regardless, he's still among the very best big men in the history of the game, no matter what position you put next to his name.
Well, you look at last season, guys, the Spurs had the best record in the Western Conference, almost unbeatable at home, where they were 36-5.
Gary Neal's checked in for the Spurs. Stevie, talk about the San Antonio crowd, one of the most terrific fan bases of any sports franchise. They're just so much in love with everything this franchise does.
Yeah, really, when you think about it, those fans, I mean, the Spurs are their pride and joy. I mean, they're enthusiastic, knowledgeable. The most successful small market team in the league is San Antonio. So the bond between the team and the community is really something special. It's neat to see.
Clark, I said any sport, and I do believe that. I mean, like, you've got Green Bay fans and New York Giant fans, and you know, I mean, you're talking about a bond. That's a great word to use, bond. There is a bond between the team and the fans.
Yeah, big time connection.
Garrett gets the reach-in call. That's his first foul. Here's Neal. He's picked up by Lee. Here's Neal. Outside for Jefferson. From deep. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Jefferson's got himself on the board with 3 there. Covered by Parker. Here's Scola. Duncan with the block. Against the Lakers, he was really on his game.
I think he's capable of shooting the ball much better than he has so far. I don't think there's any doubt about that, guys.
Deflected. Jefferson dishes to Parker. He feeds it to Duncan. Outside for Jefferson. And again, it's San Antonio with a three.
Kevin McHale getting back into the league, guys, after a stint as a broadcaster. I mean, that seems the path to go to coaching. Steve, are you headed to the sideline sometime soon? The Rockets felt he was the right guy for the job, and he very well might be.
You kidding me? I work one night a week, and I got summers off. Why would I ever leave this seat?
You got it.
And you're asking a lot out of your teammate to try to handle that pass. I don't like that decision at all. Well, they really look to run immediately after that turnover.
Well, that's how you cash in. You don't want to waste any time after the turnover. Go at it right away.
Well, you mentioned McHale, Clark, and, you know, with their roster, I think he's a great fit because they have a lot of young post players that can use his tutelage, and I think that's his specialty, Kevin McHale, his ability to relate to young post players and the ability to teach them. He's going to be a big addition for that franchise. Probably time to bring an extra defender, change up the defense a little bit.
Well, Steve, he's been so good. I think they got to take the ball out of his hands right now.
Kicks it to Scola. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark. Spurs trail by 4. Now about 10 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Hangs in the air. Richard Jefferson again. Jefferson's got 10 points in the game. 16 points for him. With 1 on the clock, and he beat the buzzer, but it's no good. And at the end of 1, both teams putting up some points. Rockets lead by 2.
And they're really keying in on getting as many good shots inside the lane as possible. They're doing a nice job of not just settling for outside looks.
Yep, I agree. I mean, they're working it inside and doing it with intention and purpose.
Don't go away. Back in just a moment.
Coming up next Thursday night, Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers take on Dirk Nowitzki and the Dallas Mavericks. Be there.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. Here is Anderson. Outside, Green. Duncan outside. Green, no luck. Rockets trail by 3.
I like what the Rockets have done with their roster. They've got a lot of talent, but in a league where superstars really put you over the top, That's one thing Houston has not been able to accomplish, finding a star player.
So with Ginobili sitting on the bench, here's how the floor looks for Greg Popovich. They've got Blair. Duncan out there with Splitter. Then it's Green. And it's Anderson in at the 2. That's good. 18 points for him.
You know, he's not going to make a mistake when he gets in tight. That's a good hoop there.
Steve is a GM formerly in this NBA with Phoenix. You know all about that, trying to get other players to come to your team. And last season, the Rockets. Oh! And now, here's the Sprite Slam Cam replay.
Come on now, I didn't see. Can you believe that finish? Boy, a little bit of flair and flavor at the end of it.
Oh, that'll be a fan favorite, all right.
That was not your average, typical dunk.
Duncan outside. There's the feed to Blair. Splitter. Some good ball movement here. Shot clock at 5. From about 16, and he nails the jumper. He's got 20. He dishes it to Budinger. Here's Patterson, and Houston again with the bucket.
Pretty pass there, right where he needed to put it.
Here's Green. Here is Anderson. Budinger defending. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Green, the pass to Splitter. From deep. And Scola pulls it down.
Not the best shot. Long range and with a defender right in his space.
And defensively, that's the kind of work he's known for. I mean, he loves to lock you up.
Luis Scola, the native of Argentina, he really became the focal point of the Rockets' low post game a season ago when Yao Ming went out with that injury. So they've really relied on Scola, and he's come through for them. His field goal percentage, his offensive efficiency, very impressive.
For 3, and Green gets it to go. Green's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Guarded by Green. 23 points in the game. And Budinger kicks to Martin. Off target from three-point range. Going back to Scola Clark, to see him take on that extra workload and still maintain his shooting percentage is something you just don't see that often.
Well, that's a great point, Kevin, because when you become the focus of an offense, you're the guy they're talking about in the scouting report. You're getting double-teamed more. You're a more focal point of the defense, and it didn't seem to bother Scola at all. He just went right on producing.
Here's Garrett. Again, the Rockets score.
Well, after that strong start to this game, he's really picked it up here in the second.
Spurs trail by 5. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
They really cashed in on all the fouls they drew. It was a very physical game, and they used it to their advantage.
Steve, I like the fact they didn't mind mixing it up a little bit, did they? I mean, they certainly kept the refs occupied and busy.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Matt Bonner, he's checked in for Blair. Ginobili comes in for Splitter. And Tony Parker is subbed in for Daniel Green.
And I think whichever team starts to dominate the glass could really take control of this game.
I won't disagree with you. I mean, it's so tight between these teams right now on the board that you're just waiting to see which team might pull away.
Slowing it down here, smart. Play for the last shot of the quarter.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, dribble it down to 6 seconds or so and then go. That way you got a chance for a second shot if you miss.
Backing him down is Duncan. With the shot. And it's good off the glass.
That's a lot of height for the defense to have to deal with.
You know what, guys? I mean, especially against a guy with his touch.
Garrett. And no good trying to get that one. Back here in just a moment from San Antonio. 35.
Welcome, everyone, to this Friday night edition of the HB Halftime Show. The Rockets looking good at the midway point. They've been causing havoc defensively, ratcheting up the pressure, forcing steals. Patrick Patterson has been productive. He hasn't put up overwhelming numbers, but without him, where would they be so far in this one? And for the Spurs, it's a grinded-out effort. They're off to a strong start this young season and looking to add another win. For the Lakers, a loss to the Bobcats at Time Warner Cable Arena. Came close, but just didn't have...
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Spurs trailed by 5.
Boy, it really had to be deflating for the Spurs after winning 61 games in the regular season to be bounced out of the playoffs by the Grizzlies in the first round. And it raised some interesting and difficult questions for them moving forward.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. Taking a look at the Rockets. Garrett, he's in at the point. Odom out there with Scola. Then it's Terrence Williams, and it's Martin in at the 2 spot. Parker outside. And stolen by Williams.
Well, he's showing off his defensive instincts by making plays just like that.
Took the opportunity when he saw it.
Garrett.
And it's a 10-point Rocket lead. Here's Parker. Averaging 14 points a game. Going back, Clark, to that first-round upset, the second time an 8th seed has ever won in a 7-game series. And Spurs were thoroughly outplayed, Steve, by the Memphis Grizzlies. Zach Randolph, Marc Gasol. What a collection Grizzlies got by him.
Yeah, that didn't feel like an 8th seed, did it? I mean, Randolph and Gasol so dominant in the front court. And then I thought Memphis's defense was really good, too. But the Spurs, as well as they played the regular season, just didn't have it in the playoffs. I think they needed an infusion of some young talent there in San Antonio.
Here's Parker. Backing him down is Duncan. Got it. Good job in the low post. Duncan's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Yeah, that's just too easy. He is so skilled inside.
And he jams that one through. Let's check it again on the Sprite Slam Cam.
Good job there. No hesitation taking the ball right to the rack.
You know what, guys? Always the best plan in that situation.
And here's Blair. Right now averaging 5 points a game.
A fantastic steal. He knew exactly when to jump into that passing lane. Well done.
No problem finishing there.
You know, those are painful to give up, Steve.
San Antonio calls timeout.
Well, the Rockets play in one of the toughest divisions in the NBA, the Southwest. So difficult to win games in that division. In fact, they won only 5 of 16 matchups with their divisional opponents.
Tries it from the top of the key. Parker's shot is off.
Well, I tell you what, really a good job to get open and then just kind of botch the release.
Scola backing down. Shot clock at 6. Step back shot. Again, the Rockets score. Well, when you think about the Rockets playing all these games in that rugged Southwest division, Clark, you know, I feel sorry for them. I mean, a winning record and no playoffs.
Yeah, we just talked about that in terms of how tough the West is. And above all that, they had to play a quarter of their schedule against the toughest division in the league, the Rockets. So there is no easy game when you're in that Southwest division.
Shoots the 3, and another 3 for Houston.
Coming back with a 3 of their own. I like that. Good response.
Yeah, I agree with you. See, this is a team that will not back down. I mean, I'm not surprised to see them answer that way.
Blair with it. Guarded by Scola. Blair up top, guarded by Scola. And Blair gets it to go. Blair's got his first basket of the night. Rockets leading by 12.
You know, I thought for DeJuan Blair in the Spurs' first-round series against the Grizzlies, it was doubly tough. He struggled with the Grizzlies' front line and saw his minutes really shrink.
San Antonio calls timeout.
They don't seem to have any answers for him. They need to review their game plan and look for a way to cool him off.
Making free throws a big key for any team. Let's see the best in the NBA. The Rockets, number 1.
We've talked about rebounding being a key factor in winning. Free throws and free throw percentage is another one of those key factors in winning. This team is the best in the league at making free throws, and that's one of the reasons they're successful.
Antonio McDyess, he's checked in for the Spurs. Splitter comes in for Tim Duncan. Here's Splitter. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And for DeJuan Blair in that series, Steve, do you think it was a bad matchup with him on Zach Randolph?
Well, I think Pop was looking for a little more length on Zach. So he went with Splitter and Duncan. And I think also San Antonio needed scoring. I mean, they struggled to score against Memphis, so they went to Matt Bonner for the shooting range. But remember, Blair had an excellent regular season. It was surprising to see the fact that he was really relegated to the bench during that series.
Ginobili dishes to Parker. Here's the break. Goes up. Oh! And an emphatic dunk.
Well, he got enough hang time there to put a little something extra on that one. 2 scoops of ice cream after that one.
Well, that's a play that's going to be remembered from this game, that's for sure.
I think that was more like a banana split, Clark.
With that one, he's getting up there in turnovers. I mean, 4 in all now. He's got to be better with the ball to get his team back into it.
They're moving the ball. Feeds to Hayes. And blocked. Spurs trail by 17. Now Parker. Shoots a fader. Straight up. And it's slammed in by Splitter.
Little pogo stick action right there. I mean, up once for the rebound and right back up again for the dunk. A quick jumper.
Yeah, a real energy play. What'd you say, Steve?
Yeah, and it was. And it had to be. Otherwise, there's no way he had a chance at that ball unless he anticipated it and really went after it.
Outside, Ginobili. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 5 assists tonight. Rockets leading by 12. Here's Garrett. And Antonio McDyess pulls it down. McDyess has got 6 rebounds now in the game. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Ginobili the pass to McDyess. It's stolen by Odom.
Tell you what, they're struggling to protect the ball here. Kind of a messy second half.
Here's Garrett, and that's not going to go. And as we end the 3rd quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. And now let's send it to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for our Sprite Spark of the game. Doris?
Hi, guys. Will you look at the Rockets? The spark has been the solid work from their point man. His play was fantastic there in the...
Here's Jefferson. Puts it up off the inbound. Neal, 3-pointer. Second shot opportunity. And they're running. So with Ginobili sitting on the bench, here's how the floor looks for Greg Popovich. They've got Tony Parker. McDyess is out there with Jefferson. And slam dunk. Wow! Now the Sprite slam cam for the replay.
There isn't anybody in the building that didn't appreciate that throwdown.
Well, Steve, that's as fancy a finish as you could possibly get.
A serious degree of difficulty on that one.
Parker outside. There's the dish to Neal. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 6 assists now in the game. Here's Garrett. Shot denied. And here's McDyess. And the ball goes out of bounds. Turned over. And a quick look now at how San Antonio's schedule is shaping up. They're off to battle the Clippers after this game as they'll be playing at the Staples Center. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. Rockets leading by 10. They better get a move on. Six on the shot clock. Here's Garrett. His 3-pointers off the mark.
Not his best quarter. I mean, the shots just haven't fallen for him. Well, he needs to show more patience with the ball. That steal was easy pickings on such a long pass.
The Rockets again can't hit.
Boy, it's been a bad quarter for him shooting the ball.
The game is not coming to him right now. No flow or rhythm at all.
Parker kicks to Neal. Good luck. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Here's Williams. Here's Garrett. Drops in the layup for 2. And the Rockets lead by 10.
That's how you exploit that defense. Take the ball right to the basket.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
And obviously, coach doesn't want them giving up all these inside buckets. They need to do a better job of moving their feet, staying in their stance, and keeping their man in front of them.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Kevin, Greg Popovich was just going over the plan with his team. He talked mainly about giving them a different look defensively and dropping more bodies into the paint, saying, listen, they're eating us up on the inside, and we need to do whatever it takes to stop it. Guys, back to you.
Covered by Parker. Covered by Parker. Outside, Martin. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Garrett. Sinks the three-pointer.
Big boost in their three-point shooting percentage this half. They're starting to knock it down from long range.
You know, when a team comes out of the half shooting like they've been, it's just demoralizing if you're trying to cut into a lead.
Parker dishes to Ginobili. Now here's Parker. Goes up from the top of the key.
I don't like his body language, guys, right now. He looks like he's completely out of rhythm.
There's Martin. And Houston again with the bucket.
Yeah, this club well on its way to victory. Beautiful offensive execution.
Yeah, I like the fact that it was wire to wire, too, guys. A fantastic job for them.
Ginobili misses. Clark, they can burn some clock if they want to.
Yeah, and maybe buy a little oxygen while they're doing it.
Jefferson against Williams from the arc. Offensive rebound. He kicks it to Odom. Covered by Parker. A second chance effort, and Houston again with the bucket.
Well, they're just trying to run clock now. I mean, this thing is pretty much over.
Yeah, there's nothing but the result to be determined. So it's time to start thinking about the next game now.
Jefferson with the 3. Knocked loose. Here's Odom. Lets it go with the 3. Misses the 3. Off target. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
Well, that'll do it for us. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, Kevin Harlan saying so long. And as we end the game, we bring you our Jordan Player of the Game.
You may not have noticed, but you're the league's leading scorer as of right now. Is that a spot you intend to occupy for the rest of the season?
Definitely. I know I'm the best scorer in this league, and I think everyone else realizes that too. So this is a place you all better get familiar with seeing me, because I'm going to be playing at this level for a long, long time, man. Don't think I didn't notice either. I pay attention to these things. I know what all my stats are at all times. It's just part of being a superstar.